Practice.
This is Justin.
And Theresa.
You're listening to a Perfect Mess podcast.
On today's episode,
This is like a reaction video that they have on YouTube.
really?
Yeah.
To what? The scene with the baby?
No. Did you ever see like reaction videos on
No,
YouTube?
yeah, I have.
This,
but
this is literally like a reaction. This is your first reaction. And we're live.
I don't even know how to emotionally process what's going on in my brain right now.
This is Justin.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
And you're listening to a Perfect Mess.
This is a perfect mess.
So, okay, what are we doing today?
Well,
All right, okay.
no.
Let me own it.
No.
I fucked up.
Justin fucked up.
I fucked up.
So we have this grand
I made
plan.
a mistake.
Please, my ass. He didn't pay attention to text messages. He made a mistake. We have this grand plan that we were going to record 2 episodes today. One of Asian horror movies. No, we were going to
do 2.
We were going to record the Asian horror movie episode today.
Mm-hmm.
And on Sunday, we were going to record an episode about Italian horror movies.
The Italian horror movies are fire, by the way. Hype.
So,
Build hype for the Italian horror
listen,
movies.
I was going to say that the Asian horror movies were fire, but really, one of them. One of them is fucking fire.
Okay.
The other 2,
Are worth talking about, maybe?
they're lukewarm.
Okay.
They're not terrible.
That's
but,
fair.
You
I'll
know,
take that.
But there's one,
I'll take that.
OMG. Anyway, so I'm sitting in the house today, and I made a passing comment to Justin. One of the Italian movies we were going to talk about was Suspiria, because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't find Suspiria for some ridiculous reason. He's
Right?
like,
How crazy was that,
I know.
though?
I was like, what? Because it was on Shudder, which is why I was surprised, because it was on Shudder. And he's like, oh, whatever, you can find it on Tubi. Literally, an hour and a half later, he looks at me and he goes, wait a minute. So, you didn't watch
Legit.
any of the Italian movies?
I was like, it hit me. I'm like, wait a second. Did we watch different versions of Suspiria?
And I'm
I
like-
wish I had known, Theresa.
I'm like, no, I didn't watch any of the Italian movies. We're not doing that today. We're doing the Asian movies. And he goes, oh fuck. And I'm like, guy, I literally have a text message that says from me, okay, can we do the Asian
Dude,
movies
no
on
joke, I
Friday
watched
though,
all of the
because
wrong
I
movies.
only have one to watch. And Justin's response, okay, he didn't watch one Asian movie.
I watched all the Italian movies.
He watched all the fucking Italian movies. So he's like, wait a minute, so you still didn't watch any of the Italian movies? And I'm like, well, I watched Demons last night, but that's about it.
Oh my god.
So lo and behold, this episode is not going to be about Asian horror movies, and it's not going to be about Italian horror movies. You're just going to have to wait for that.
So,
So, so.
I'm sorry. I fucked up. I'm sorry. But like Bob Ross says, there's no such thing as a mistake, only happy accidents.
Oh.
So,
And
we're
here's
sitting around.
Justin calling. No, we were not sitting around. I can't wait to hear how you describe this
All right,
interaction.
we were inside the house, and I said, you know what? We'll do an episode real quick. We'll watch this movie.
No.
And then we'll talk
He was
about it.
slightly obsessed with recording something today.
Well, we're
I
here.
have to
We're
come
ready.
back out here Sunday because we have a birthday
Wasn't
party
obsessed.
to go to. So I was like, whatever. I'm like, the birthday party's not till 4. We'll just do what we were originally going to do, and we'll just do both episodes back to back on Sunday. And he's like, okay. And then, like, I could see him sitting there, like, almost antsy. He's like...
No joke, I just wanted to watch this again.
I know. He's like, well, you know, like, we could do that, and, you know, tonight we can... And I'm like, oh, my God.
So what did we watch, Theresa?
We watched fucking Eraserhead. David Lynch,
Mm-hmm.
1977.
77.
I feel like I need to watch it like 5 more times to process what the fuck I saw.
We literally, like, the credits started to roll.
And Justin's like, let's go!
And I like, get your shit, let's go. And I set everything up, we did the mic checks. I wouldn't be surprised if the credits are still rolling in the other room.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's been 10 minutes since
No.
the end of the movie.
No. This is your first time seeing Eraserhead, right?
Yes. I've wanted
Which
to watch it for a
I'm
very long time.
honestly surprised you've never seen this. I thought they would have had you watch this in film school.
No.
No?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe when I took the horror film class they did, and maybe I fell asleep because I slept in that class a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It was very early in the morning.
Understood.
No, actually, they didn't make us watch this. They made us watch the, not that it has anything to do with the other, but they made us watch Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom?
Did you ever see Peeping Tom? That was some good shit. It was from the 60s.
Is that the one with the guy in the wheelchair with the binoculars?
No, that's Rear Window.
Oh.
That's Hitchcock guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't know the name of the movie.
Oh.
Don't be all mad.
I'm very angry right now.
Don't be all mad because
I am angry as a woman, and I'm angry as a feminist.
Why?
Over this fucking movie.
All right, so...
Why?
As a preface,
Why?
We're a little amped up.
I'm sorry.
In addition.
Do you understand, like, did I take this movie a completely different way than you?
There's a lot of different ways you can take this movie.
Well, because this movie is all about, like, somebody that can't own up to his fucking responsibility.
Yes and no.
Oh.
So, we're a little amped up today. I learned how to make homemade cold brew coffee.
I cannot drink coffee. Like, I try not to drink coffee after, like, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I only have 1 cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Because my body can't physically handle it. And you can probably tell by the way that I'm talking right now, I'm fucking wired. It's what? What time is it?
It is 9:31.
It's 9:31 at night. He hands me this thing of cold brew at like 7:30. That's got 2 different whiskeys in it. And now I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go home. I'm going to be up all night.
You are.
Like, I'm finally going to finish, like, redoing my Animal Crossing town. I'm probably going to end up beating the freaking Marvel Avengers
You're going to
on
have
PlayStation.
such a productive evening.
I am. It's ridiculous.
And you're welcome.
Like, I might even just watch both of the other Italian movies tonight,
there you go. So, this coffee I made is like, I don't know what I did, but it's like, I feel like I'm 17 and I had my first Red Bull. And you just have to peel me off the walls.
It's so strong that you can only put a little bit and then you have to dilute the rest with water.
It's 1 part this cold brew and then 2 parts water. It's delicious.
And then we decided to obviously put whiskey in it.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't we?
JMO cold brew, and then what did you get? The caramel one?
I don't know who made it, but it's a caramel whiskey.
Yeah. I would do this again.
I would add a little more of the caramel to mine.
Okay.
Just make it a teeny bit, like, I think I would cut down on the JMO.
Okay.
And add a little more of the caramel.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
I can't even function right now. Like, I feel like I'm on speed.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that episode of The State? For example, you are on speed. I was going to say probation. Whatever. Sorry. All right, so, let's just get right into it.
Let's get into it. We watched Eraserhead.
God.
Okay, Theresa.
God.
I watched this a few weeks ago for the first time, and my jaw, like, hit the ground the entire time. Because this is my flavor of weird. This is really, really weird to, like, the Justin degree.
I could see that.
And after I watched it, I needed to know, like, what everything meant. So I did a little bit of research.
I was doing a little bit of research as I was watching.
Okay.
Granted, it was only like 2 things that I managed to get done because I was just too busy shaking my head the entire time.
So tell me what you think Eraserhead is about.
Well, I think that Eraserhead is about a man who knocks up a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Her family demands that they get married, so he basically gets trapped into marriage and fatherhood, and he can't handle it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the movie overall? Like the cinematography, the symbolism?
Visually, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, this movie would not have worked if it wasn't in black and white.
I agree.
100%. The sounds were off the chart.
So I think the movie takes place in, like, the setting-wise because there's no plants, everything's industrial, it's just, like, in ruins.
Yeah.
The setting reminds me of the 1984 movie. I forget what year it came out, but it's just like a post-war shithole.
Is that the one that I saw?
I don't know which one you saw.
I don't know which one I saw.
Was it in color or was it in black and white?
It was in color, but
then it was that one.
Was it? Were they like British?
I don't know.
Oh, what the hell was the one? I want to say that it was Roots, but I feel like it's not Roots. I think that that was the one about slavery.
That's yeah.
But when I was in high school, one of my social studies teachers showed us clips from one of those like post-apocalyptic movies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was though.
Because the reason I say that is you notice in
I'm
his
looking it up as
in
well.
his bedroom or in his one
There's
room
like shrubbery everywhere.
apartment, he has a framed picture of an atomic bomb,
Yeah.
and the shrubbery that he has, it's just branches.
No.
You talk about the shit on the floor?
Yeah, there's the stuff on the floor beneath
Okay.
the radiator, and then there's this weird shrubbery bush-like thing
That's
on
what I'm
top
talking
of the
about.
no, on top of the closet. Not the one next to his
Oh,
bed.
I'm
There's
talking
like
about the
a
one next to his
weird
bed.
thing next to the closet too.
Like a moss growth.
Yeah. Post-apocalyptic.
You Googling right now? What I was speaking of is the tree thing on his nightstand.
Yes.
It's like he's trying to grow it, but he doesn't know like what a tree is. So it's just a twig in this like half-assed pile of dirt, as if you're going to make a sandcastle.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Or it could just be how he sees his environment through his own eyes.
Or
If you want to get that deep with it.
well, I mean, nothing really grew because he kills everything apparently. Motherfucker. I literally just don't even know how to describe the experience that I just had for the past 2 hours.
I love just the state of shock.
Like, I really don't. And I've watched some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched some weird shit. I've watched some crazy shit. I have watched things that I've made other people watch, and then they look at me and they literally think that I should go to therapy. But, like, I'm just like, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
What? And don't think I didn't see you video recording me at
Oh,
one
I
point.
totally did.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you later.
He video recorded me
Just
at one point.
at the ending.
Yeah.
At the ending.
Yeah, the fucking ending. Threads. The movie I'm thinking about is Threads.
Oh, no, not that.
Yes. Anyway. So yeah, he has all this weird shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
And even his apartment is weird. Like, it's just metal and dark and chainy and dreary and weird.
Okay.
Like, he sits down and he starts like, I've never seen somebody take off a sock like that in my entire life.
What do you mean?
Did you see the way he took off the sock?
Yeah, it was a little weird. Well, it was wet. He stepped in a puddle and his sock was wet.
It was weird.
Okay.
And then he lays it on the radiator and
Because
he's
it was
just
wet.
watching. But he's sitting there watching it. You sit there and watch things dry on a radiator?
It's as if that was his only pair of socks. He's like, oh, I guess I can't wear socks.
It's also
until
like this radiator
one
is his
sock is
only
dry.
fucking joy in life.
Mm-hmm. True.
At one point, it turns into a theater.
Theater.
And so, like, can we talk about the very beginning of the movie?
Go ahead.
So that whole beginning of the movie is like literally a weird way to show the baby being conceived.
That is one hypothesis. Probably
like,
the
those
correct.
Those little worm things are
or the
totally
Siemens.
sperm.
Yeah, the Siemens. So it opens up with like, I think it's his inner self, and pulling on levers to control his fate.
For some reason, that thing reminded me of Fishboy from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay.
I don't really know why. It was like if Fishboy and Willem Dafoe from The Lighthouse had a baby. It's true though.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's like this weird like I don't know if I should call it like an orb. I don't
What do
know
you
if
mean, an orb?
not an orb, that's not the right word. The ball thing.
The ball thing?
Wasn't that ball thing that's at the end also in the beginning?
Yeah, that's his inner self.
Oh, that's it. Oh. I took that to be a womb, but okay.
Mm. The thing they throw it into is a womb.
Oh, okay.
Because do you remember when he sleeps with the chick across the way? How they fall into
Oh,
that
they're
same...
like in that puddle,
That's-
that pond
yep.
thing. Well, I took that to be like the meshing of like bodily fluids.
Yeah, there you go.
This is just going to be a fucking fabulous episode right now. So far, we've dropped sperm, womb, bodily fluids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, yeah.
So, the research I did, the movie is about, this is what they say. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily. But this is most likely what the movie's about. Young guy has a kid by accident. All the crap in his house is to show you that he doesn't know how to take care of something. the little, it looks like a pepper thing that comes in his mailbox. You remember that? That he has to like hide the vein.
Yeah.
That is the last shred of manhood that he has, because now that he has a child, he has to like sacrifice himself and his manhood.
Oh my god.
Because ready? Because when remember the chicken white that comes in the radiator?
Yeah, with the big cheeks.
The big cheeks. She steps on the other worm things.
Yeah.
That's her telling him that you could pretty much kiss this stuff goodbye.
Well, if you notice, that happened right after he tried to like touch his wife.
Yeah,
and
so
she
that's
shoved
like
him off.
You know, this you can pretty much shrug this whole thing off.
Oh my god, you men just have it so rough.
Remember when he pulls the worm things
Out of her vagina?
That means that she's been cheating on him. When she leaves at night to go to her mother's house, she's not going to her mother's house.
Oh,
that's also
intriguing.
why the baby doesn't look like him. Ready?
That baby looks like nothing.
I think.
Didn't they question though at the parents'
whether
house?
it was actually a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, she said they don't even think it's a baby.
Yeah.
But didn't they also kind of question if it could have been his? Like, didn't he ask her that or something like that?
Yeah. It was very open and ambiguous.
That whole thing was weird.
Oh, that dinner scene?
The whole parent scene.
So, the story behind that, it's supposed to be like the first time he's meeting his significant other's family. It's supposed to be like, how awkward is that entire meeting and situation? Awkward. And it was to like overplay how he actually feels.
The dad was painting the chicken in the oven with a tiny paintbrush.
And the dad's in denial.
Yeah, dad was like little Mr.
Secretly
like jolly-go-lucky.
He's secretly attracted to the mother.
What wait, the mother or his daughter?
No. So Henry,
yeah,
he's secretly attracted to Mary's mother.
Shouldn't he be? Oh, Henry.
Henry. Because remember how she like
licked his neck?
Yeah.
That wasn't weird at all. Have you had sex with my daughter? Let me lick your neck.
Like, how are you going to respond to that? No, not me. No, ma'am. I certainly didn't.
And then, like, how, like, this woman just has a baby and you don't know about it? There's just so many things.
Yeah.
So many things.
Mm-hmm. What did you think? There's a key turning point in the movie. When the second time he sees the stage, it's either the second or the third time, where he's actually on the stage.
When he goes onto the stage with the fat cheeks.
Yep, with fat cheeks. And his head pops off. Can you tell me what you thought that was?
His head popping off?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking... I was trying to connect the fact that they then turned his head into erasers.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of trying to, like, erase his mistakes, maybe? I don't know. Right? Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I can't. I really can't. I can't. I don't understand.
I really want to know, is there a sequel to this, do you think? There can't be like a sequel, but is there
I
like...
want to know why her cheeks were so fat.
A spiritual successor to this movie?
For the love of God, if there is, don't make me watch it.
It's very... I know the tree comes...
I don't think that there is.
The tree comes back in Twin Peaks. I know that weird little tree thing.
Never got into Twin Peaks.
We should do a Twin Peaks marathon one day.
This guy did Twin Peaks, though. He's
did.
The same guy. I don't know why
This is David Lynch, Twin Peaks.
For some reason, I keep thinking that Cronenberg did this, and then I'm like, no. He did Videodrome. We should watch Videodrome. I just don't... Wait, can we talk about this scene with the parents with the grandmother? So there's this, like, comatose grandmother sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
The mom's making a salad, and she puts the salad bowl in the grandmother's hand and then goes behind her and takes her arms and starts to mix the salad. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, it's like the grandfather from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And they never come back to her.
No.
They just pan to her.
With the still lit cigarette in her mouth.
Yeah. And she's just
sitting
like,
there. It's not that she's dead, like she's blinking.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's this whole scene with, like, these little baby chickens, and he goes and cuts the chicken, and, like, blood starts to come out of it, and then, like, the mom has, like, an orgasm, and I'm like, what? Like, I feel like there was, like, a lot of references to, like, women and their periods in this, too.
Okay. Did you
Oh
know
my
that
god,
this
we
is...
watched an entire movie that's literally based around like sperm and sex and babies.
Well, that's not what I think this movie's
and
about.
he's like freaking out because I said period.
Well, that's not what the movie's
Oh,
about,
whatever.
Theresa.
What do you think it's about, Justin?
Well, hold on. I just lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. What did you think this movie was about? Because, full transparency, I always thought Eraserhead was like about a serial killer or something.
I never looked that far into it, to be perfectly honest. I just know that I wanted to watch it because I heard a lot of people talk about, like, how amazing it was and, like, the cinematography and all that. Like, I never actually looked deep enough into it to think... And it was always on those, like, black comedies or, like, dark movie
Comedy?
list. Oh, there are people that... You wouldn't consider this a black comedy?
I wouldn't consider it a comedy.
But... Listen, there were aspects about this that were funny.
What was the funniest part of this movie?
The guy in general. He was hysterical. I don't know what I liked more, the hair or the pocket protector.
I did like that pocket protector. I would rock that pocket protector.
But, like, a black comedy isn't necessarily, like, funny, ha-ha comedy.
Yeah, it's, like, dark and, like...
Yeah, that's not what they mean by, like, a black comedy. I think this could fit the black comedy critique.
All right.
Not critique. Bill, genre.
The Bill. The black comedy Bill.
We should watch Killer Joe. We should do a black comedy episode.
Okay.
Oh, my God, I would totally make you watch Killer Joe. You'd fucking hate me. Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know, Theresa. Would you recommend this movie?
It depends on who I was recommending it to.
Okay. I mean, you probably recommend it to somebody like me.
Yes. There are a number of people that if I made them watch this, they'd never speak to me again. Honestly. Like, this is not something that I would like... Just like my regular, like, Joe Schmo friends and just be like, watch this.
Yeah.
Because they'd be... No.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't... I didn't dislike it.
Yeah. Okay, good.
But like I said, I think that I would have to watch it like another couple of times to really just wrap
Process
my head
everything, 'cause
around
it's a lot.
everything that was happening in it.
Yeah.
So, funny story.
Tell me.
Not really a story, but as I was watching it, I said that I was like looking things up and trying to do some research. Apparently, there are a lot of people who worked with him on this movie that think that Henry is actually how David Lynch felt towards his own daughter.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
That's true. This whole movie is supposedly, I don't agree with this, is supposedly about his first kid.
Oh, I thought that was my bathrobe. I was like, is that my bathrobe you said you couldn't find? Sorry, sidetrack. And you know that this movie took him quite a few years to make because he kept running out of money.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Because some people that I had when I was looking it up and had read said that it was like disjointed. And I didn't feel it was disjointed in that way.
I could see like maybe they shot the scene at the parents' house, the scene under the radiator, under the stage, like everything that was in a different setting. I could see that being separated. Maybe they had money for the baby puppet at a certain point, and they had to like film all the baby puppet scenes. That creepy baby puppet was super cool. It
was like...
And it had the body of a chicken.
Unborn... It
was a chicken.
Its head was not a chicken.
The body was a chicken.
The head, like a real chicken?
The body looked like one of the bodies of... when you watch it again, you'll notice. It resembled one of the baby chickens that they were going to eat at dinner.
Huh. Intriguing.
There was no human body.
The head was like... Well, I didn't expect there to be a human body. It was very clear that the thing had no arms and no legs. But the head was like a cross between like a still in utero like lamb.
You know what the head reminded me of?
What?
Do you remember that scene in Jurassic Park where the brontosaurus sneezes on the kid?
Yeah.
That's what the head looks like.
I was trying to think about when at the end when like the head gets really. I'm like, what does this remind me of? That's
like
what it was.
It's a brontosaurus.
So the end of the movie. Spoiler alert: he kills the fucking baby. What a dick. What a dick.
You don't even know if it's a baby.
What a dick. It's supposed to symbolize a baby.
Okay.
And it's supposed to symbolize his child. So what a dick.
Okay.
And you know what? If I was Mary, I would have left his ass too, because he did jack shit for that kid.
She didn't do anything either. She left
She
him.
was the one that was doing everything until she decided to leave. She was feeding it, getting up with it, and then finally she was like, "Fuck you, do something," and left. I would have left too.
She
I
left
would
to
have
go
taken
sleep
the
with
baby
another
with
dude.
So
They didn't even get a crib.
I did write that at one point.
Like,
I
how
was
do
like,
you not get a
I'm
crib?
like, obviously the baby.
The kid's
won't
just on
stop.
a table.
I'm like, obviously the baby won't stop crying because you have it laying on a fucking table.
And I'm like, wouldn't you have to change this thing? Like, do something?
Well, I don't know, because apparently that
not
was
a real
like its
baby.
body. It wasn't like wrapped up in gauze. That was its fucking body.
Mm-hmm.
I just, oh, God. The things that I put up with. The things that,
This is a great
he
movie.
makes all of these comments about me and the shit that I make him watch, and then the things that I put up with.
What, like the shark movies?
It has nothing to do with the shark movies. Fucking Paris. We're never gonna get past Paris.
Okay, so I am not a fan of taking things symbolically.
Really?
Yeah, I like to see a cigar as a cigar, and a weird looking baby is a weird looking baby. So here's what I think the movie's about.
Oh, God.
And everybody on the internet, feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. I don't care. I think that the beginning, the like rock asteroid thing, that really is him. That's a piece of him. I don't think the worm thing is sperm. I think the worm thing represents a piece of his inner workings, like, because it kind of looks like a brainstem.
Okay.
It's like an amygdala and a part of your brainstem. So that controls like your emotional response and your basic body functions.
I know what an amygdala is, thank you. And the brainstem. I actually know these
Well,
things.
there's people fucking listening, Theresa. Such a jerk. So I think someone physically takes a part of him, because at the very beginning, it's him in his suit, and it looks like it's torn out of his mouth. And it just like gets thrown into some void. And he finds himself stumbling around as if he doesn't know where he is or who he is. He goes back to the apartment, sees a chick across the way.
Well, and it kind of makes it seem like he's a little not right in the head throughout the whole movie. Like,
yes.
I don't really want to say like the word slow, but it makes it seem like he's a little slow.
That's what I'm saying. Someone took a part of him.
Yeah.
The chick across the way is like, oh, so-and-so's looking for you. They want to have dinner. And you remember he tore her picture up?
Was that whose picture it was?
That was her. The picture was ripped in half as if like they had broken up.
But then he put Mary's head on top of it.
Yep.
But you could tell it was two different pictures.
Yeah.
Well, the woman across the hall was a whore.
I don't think so.
Oh, she was totally a whore.
Okay, hold on. I think what the movie's about is there's a larger scheme group that took control of him.
Oh my God.
To make this like apparatus child to put something into. The chick across the way and the creepy guy that she's hooking up with, I think they're part of that group. And she was sent to go and check up on that kid.
There is nothing in this movie that supports that.
I don't care.
You can't just make things up.
Sure I can.
That's like being like, well, you know what? I watched Jurassic Park the other day, and I think that the dinosaurs are actually aliens coming to inhabit the Earth to take over and become rulers supreme. You can't just make things up like that.
Anyway.
Oh my God. I feel like for every movie we do from now on, I have to make a random fucking explanation.
If she was pregnant, wouldn't you tell the guy at some point? How do you can't just forget something like that.
But if you go...
Oh yeah, P.S. by the way, this weird bird-looking thing is probably yours.
If you go... Well, first of all, there are people that do that.
This weird bird-looking thing is probably yours?
Not the weird bird-looking thing, but there are people who have one-night stands or whatever, or are in a relationship and then the relationship ends and they realize they're pregnant and they don't tell the person. Until like the baby's born or the baby's 3. Like, you watch some Lifetime movies, guy.
Why would I do that?
But if you go back to what you said, that this girl might have been like screwing around even beforehand, maybe she didn't want to tell him because she didn't know if it was his, but then maybe she decided to say it was his because he, again, was kind of slow.
To take advantage?
Right. And he wouldn't be like... he's definitely a person that seems like he can be very easily manipulated.
Okay. So he goes back to the apartment. The chubby cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think she is some type of like angel or like symbolism for good.
Okay.
And because the song that she sings about heaven.
Yeah, but she sings it as he's having sex, so I was taking it to think like his version of heaven is having sex.
Yeah, maybe.
After he kind of really wasn't getting any for a while.
Okay. And then at the very... Okay, so he loses his head, right?
Yeah.
He sleeps with the chick across the way and loses his head.
Loses his head.
So I think they were trying to take him again. They wanted another piece of him. And they got him, but his head goes out the window. The kid picks it up and brings him to the place. And they see...
So random.
And they bring him to the factory to see if his head has an eraser. That is to see if he has the ability to erase the wrongs that he's done. They say, yes, there is some good left in him. He is able to undo this. Give him back. And that's when he wakes up. And that's when he knows he has to kill the creepy bird baby. And at the very end, he kills the creepy bird baby. He kills himself. And then he's congratulated by the chubby cheeks angel.
So... And this kind of just formulated in my head.
Go for it.
So he sees Chubby Cheeks
Yep.
after he has sex with the woman across the hall, who I believe is a whore.
Okay. Potato.
I'm sorry, a prostitute.
And she just threw him a freebie?
No, I'm kind of thinking maybe he ended up getting some kind of like STD from that woman, and that's why his head pops off.
Okay.
Because like when his head pops off, like there's this weird little guy in his body. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't wrap it up.
Okay.
No glove, no love.
No glove, no love.
He obviously isn't smart at that because he has a bird baby too. The whole thing is a metaphor for why men are fucking stupid.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's coping with an accident. The wife, the mother leaves to go have an affair.
Well, I mean,
you can't say feminism because she leaves a disabled baby with someone that's slow to go have an affair. Sorry, you don't get that one.
I have nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about that.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought this was a really good movie.
Like I said, I didn't hate it.
Okay.
But... And you can tell that, like, I don't have a lot of words because it's very hard to really, like, grasp everything that happened when you have to, A, only watch it once, and then B, like, immediately after it ends, run in here and do this.
This is like a reaction video that they have on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
To what? The scene with the baby?
No. Did you ever see, like, reaction videos on YouTube?
No, yeah, I have,
but... This is literally like a reaction... This is your first reaction.
All right, but I don't really think that there's anything in that movie that would garner a reaction to put it on YouTube. There's no fucking Red Wedding from Game of Thrones.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did you ever see those reaction videos?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Isn't that the same thing? Did he just take something? I would be very interested to watch some other of David Lynch's films, though, to see if they're as weird as this. I know that Twin Peaks gets a little wacky.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what other movie he did?
I think he did Blue Velvet.
He did Blue Velvet. He did Dune.
Oh, fucking... That's the other thing that this guy's been up my ass about is fucking Dune.
Yep.
Okay? Oh, Dune is so much better than Star Wars. You can kiss my ass. I've never seen Dune either, and I don't really care. I never read the stupid book. I'm not going to go see the stupid remake.
Why?
Because you know why?
That's what we're going to watch next.
Because
that shit's on cue right now, I swear to fucking God.
Because you bother me. You bother me so much about it. That's why.
All right. Eraserhead.
If I watch Dune, then I'm making you watch Newsies.
Okay. Eraserhead.
I feel like I can't even rate it.
I can rate it. I can rate it on my scale because it's my... I don't know. It's my palate. I don't know. Eraserhead, 10 out of 12.
10?
10, yeah. Super weird, black and white. Creepy baby. Chubby cheeks in the radiator.
Ugh.
Weird comic guy to represent your inner self, controlling the levers of fate.
Yeah, okay. On first view, right after watching it, I'd give it a 6.
Okay.
6, borderline 7. I appreciate the creepiness. I appreciate the weirdness.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the black and white. I enjoyed a lot of the cinematography elements. I enjoyed the sound.
Yeah, sound was really good.
Yeah.
The hissing and the clanking.
Yeah.
You definitely felt like you were living next to a factory.
Well, and not only that, but it, like, at least for me, it was like made me antsy.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I was like, shut the fuck up with the goddamn hissing. Yeah, I'd give it a 6, borderline 7 out of 12. It's just way too late in the day for me to deal with something like that. I can't.
Do you think they'd be able to remake this?
No. Today? No. No, because they'd want to fucking CGI
What
everything.
if it was like,
They wouldn't do it in black and white.
what if it was like an HBO or a Netflix, like,
No.
6-part,
They don't.
1 hour long?
No. No.
I think Netflix could pull it off.
No.
I think Netflix could do a miniseries.
One of the great things about this movie was the way that it was shot and the way that it was filmed, and people do not shoot movies like that anymore.
I think if anybody but David Lynch did it, it would fail miserably.
The only person that I would have even attempt it would be, what's his name? The guy that did The Witch and The Lighthouse. Because I feel like he could kind of get on that level.
Okay.
But anybody else, absolutely not. Because I feel like if you shoot this in digital, instead of using actual film, it loses a lot of its...
The charm?
Yeah, you know? Because, like, part of what made this movie was that, like, that grittiness and that graininess. And you can't get that when you shoot digital. You can't.
Okay.
So, no.
Fair enough.
I'm sure that they'll try to remake it, though. They try to remake fucking everything these days. So.
Did I tell you they're going to remake The Exorcist 2021?
Oh, God. Yep. That's going to be a horror show of epic proportions.
But not like a good horror show.
Right. Because everything today is so overdone. It's so overdone. Like, nothing, there's no suspense element anymore. There's no creepy element anymore. It's, how can I use the biggest amount of fake blood and violence that I possibly can in a 2-hour movie?
So, speaking of movies being overdone with as much fake blood and violence as you could squeeze in, what movies are we going to talk about next time?
So,
that I swear I will actually watch.
The next time, we are going to be talking about Asian horror movies. We were originally going to do just foreign horror movies.
Yeah.
But then we were kind of kicking around, because I have to go back to work on Tuesday. So we were kind of kicking around, is 3 movies each for a total of 6 kind of too much, and what are we going to do? So we decided to break it into... Because when we looked at our list, we saw, okay, we have a lot of Italian movies.
Yep.
And we have a lot of Asian movies.
We sure do.
So we said, let's break it up into an Asian episode, we'll do 3, and an Italian episode, and we'll do 3. Now, Justin right away was like, oh, you have to watch The Suicide Club. I'm not going to, like, I Googled my movies.
Okay.
Okay? I've been doing that a lot just to kind of make myself go out of the comfort zone a little bit.
Sure.
Because otherwise, like, I was going to pick Audition, and I think I had said Ringu. And I was like, okay. So I Googled, and I found 2 movies that were apparently very well received: A Tale of Two Sisters.
A Tale of Two Sisters.
And the Train to, I think it's Busan.
Train to Busan. It's been on my radar for a while. I've been wanting to watch that. And what was mine? Suicide Club?
Suicide Club. Yep. So the 3 movies for the next episode is Suicide Club, Tale of Two Sisters, and Busan.
Do we figure out where to
Train
find
to
these movies?
Busan.
Train to Busan.
I had to rent Suicide Club.
On Amazon?
Yes.
Okay.
Train to Busan is streaming if you have Prime. And A
Nice.
Tale of Two Sisters is available if you are a member of Shudder.
Oh, okay, cool. Which I am now.
Yes. I told you should just do it.
Sweet, and I did.
And we'll just throw the Italian ones out there too. The episode after that, we're gonna do Italian movies, and we're doing Demons, The Beyond, and Suspiria.
The original Suspiria,
Yes.
not the remake.
No, not the remake. And Demons and The Beyond are also available on Shudder.
And then the original Suspiria is on Tubi.
Yes.
Tubi. It's a real thing, apparently.
I know it's a real thing. I've never downloaded it.
Cool.
That's weird though, because when I look it up on,
Yeah, they have the remake, but not the original. It's so
I
annoying.
can't find the original. Because usually, if it's streaming on a different channel,
Mm-hmm.
it'll tell you download such and such to watch.
Yeah.
So annoying. I know I have it on DVD somewhere. Regardless, if I have to break that out, I will.
But anyway, you've been listening to A Perfect Mess.
It is a perfect fucking
It is a
mess.
perfect mess today. I'm Justin.
I'm still here.
She's still here. I was going to say we'll see you, but we won't see you. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.